Hey guys, good morning. How are ya? Hope you slept well last night. I slept better than I have in a few days. Still not great, but you know, hey, it's what it is. What are you gonna do? We got cards jumping out already. We have the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Guys, I'm seeing a couple. I see a couple. She's looking at him. He's poised towards her. Not looking at her. He's more looking at the world, right? But she's offering a cup of love here. Humpty Dumpty. And he is holding a dictionary. Interesting. This King of Swords to me is saying he knows the meaning of his words. This is that energy of knowing what you're saying without saying it. He understands his body language. Look, his foot is pointing towards her, right? We talked yesterday, I think it was yesterday, maybe it was the day before, I don't remember, about body language and how, you know, when you're interested and engaged, your feet will point towards the person you're speaking to or with or whatever. And so he's pretending to not look at her, but his body language is saying otherwise. And she's got her emotions in check. And she's got the hat from, it looks like the Mad Hatter's hat, doesn't it? We're all mad here. And she's got the shell. A shell. So think about what a shell is. What is a shell? It is a protection, right? You think of a clam or an oyster or something, and they have shells around them. Now with the oyster, particularly, you know, that sand gets in there, and that's when the pearl is created. The other thing I'm noticing too, she's got a wedding ring on. Guys, I don't do love readings. It's not how I read. I read for shadow work, for us to do our inner healing work. And I can't help but think they fell together before I even asked a question, that this is a divine counterpart. This is someone coming in, you know, court cards are people. Your divine counterpart. You know, if you're divine feminine, then your masculine is coming in. If you're divine masculine, your feminine is coming in. And I do see this as two separate people. You know, a lot of times I would say that this is your own, you know, coming into your own feminine and masculine energy within yourself. But this is, I mean, it's Humpty Dumpty and a person, right? So it's a fairy tale character. And then, for all intents and purposes, a human. And you know, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. A wall of what? What's the wall he's sitting on? When you think of the shell and the protection and the wall, right? We put up walls to keep people out. We put up walls to protect ourselves. And I think what that card is saying is these walls are coming down. You're now setting proper boundaries, but they're not so stringent that you're not letting people in. You know, it's that perfect balance, royal, masculine, what is it? Mature energies that are coming through. The ivy is growing on the wall, but it's not overtaking, and it's actually growing up around him, right? It's not anywhere where he would get hurt if he were to jump off or fall off of that wall. He's keeping that dictionary very close to his heart, isn't he? And there is a heart in there. See his what do they call that? It's not a scarf. There's a word for it. I know, screaming at the camera because I can't think of the name of it. But it does show a heart. His heart is exposed, but he's protecting it with boundaries, right? He's not so vulnerable that he's going to get hurt. He doesn't look like he's going to fall off that wall anytime soon. And swords are thoughts and they're words, right? So obviously the dictionary with the words. So this is more words than I think than thoughts in this particular card, just because it says dictionary. But his mouth is shut. And the dictionary is not open. So I do think it's words, but words without speaking them. It's body language. It's your mannerisms. It's how you communicate non-verbally, right? This person, and this could be you or the other person, and this is so weird because I never read for two people like this, but you or the other person speaks volumes with the nonverbal language, nonverbal cues, as Vanessa Van Edwards, and that book Cues just jumped in my head because I said cues, but those nonverbal cues are what you're needing to pay attention to, because this person isn't going to be super obvious about it, right? They're not going to be, and maybe, and like I said, maybe this is you. Maybe you're not obvious about it. Maybe you're more about body language and feeling vibes and whatnot than you are about just words in general. And then our Queen of Cups here, she's just giving love, you know, running around, spreading love and light, rainbows and unicorns. But she's wearing purple, so she's very connected to her divine guidance and her crown chakra. And the water behind her, so it's not like high tide, right? So she has done her retreat work. She's done her inner work. She understands that her work is about her. It's not about fixing other people, right? It's about fixing herself. And then she's ready. Once she's loving herself enough, then she's ready to go ahead and offer that cup of love to her divine counterpart. So take it as it resonates. Either you're the nonverbal person or you're the lovey-dovey person, but either way, you got some counterpart energy coming in. And I do feel like this is long term. You know, she's got the wedding ring on her finger here. This is not a flash in the pan kind of relationship. And I do see it as a relationship. I can't see it any other way. It is absolutely just a partnership, a balance. It's a king, it's a queen. Everybody's in their mature energy. And we talked yesterday about the clocks and the timing. I don't know when this is going to happen. We can, you know what, let's ask. Let's ask when this is going to happen. What's the timing on this? What is the timing on this? What is the timing on this? What's the timing on this? Well, 2 cards dropped on the floor, and they did drop face down. So we've got the Hierophant and the Moon. Wow. So this is absolutely, it's absolutely coming in. That just confirms my intuitive reading there. I have a deal with my decks that if I pull a major arcana, it means yes, and non-major arcana means no. And we got 2 yes cards, but we also got, so, okay. So the Hierophant, number 5 card, Cheshire Cat. And she's kind of peeking around the corner there, right? And it looks like, to me, he's going to pounce. She's not going to see this coming. Now, traditionally, the Hierophant is that authority figure. It's the religious authority, right, if you will. It's it's just authority, really. It's traditional. And she's definitely anticipating something. Look at that. Like, she's expecting something to come. She sees, or maybe she sees it and nobody else does. You know, she sees what's coming and he's just like, yep, this shit's about to get real. But us looking at the card, we can't see what's over here coming in for her, but she sees it. So I think your higher self is seeing it. Your higher self knows. We did ask about timing, and we got the number 5 card, and then we got the reverse of the 18. So 5 days, 5 months, 5 weeks, and then the reverse 18 reduces to a 9. So I'm thinking September. Would that be 5 months away? Not quite. Almost. But I'm thinking in the fall. You know, look at the cards, the trees back here and whatnot. They kind of, it's got a fall flavor to it. So I feel like that's going to be happening this fall. And with the moon in reverse, it will be clarified, right? So the moon is all things hidden. And when we get the moon in reverse, it is definitely clarification coming in. We have a lobster again. Remember we saw that in the mermaid cards on the moon. lobsters are a thing lately. Who knows? And then this walrus walking with what looks like, I guess he's the King of Hearts. I don't know who he is. But, and we see our shadow work always, you know, light and dark, light and dark, light and dark. But this card is in the reverse. So the lobster appears to be climbing down, and they appear to be walking up. I don't know what, I guess those are just trees, but the trees are very small. And then, you know, if you think about it, a tree is bigger than a person usually. So I feel like they're just, this clarity that you're gaining is going to make you feel 10 feet tall. Yeah, I don't know why that jumped in my head, but you're gonna feel very powerful. You're gonna feel very knowledgeable, full of wisdom, and like you can see above the tree line, right? You have that eagle energy, that seeing things from a higher perspective, and that's going to be in conjunction with this new relationship over here. Hierophant with authority, religious authority. When we look at that with the couple and with the ring on her finger, I mean, it truly is marriage. I don't know. Like I always tell people, guys, I'll never get married again, but never say never, right? So, you know, those of you that are looking, it's coming, and it will be revealed. It will be revealed. I think it'll be revealed this fall, and you're going to feel amazing. You know, it's going to make you feel like 10 feet tall. So that was cool. I still want to get the energies for today, but very, very romantic, very in your feels kind of energy today. So, you know, I don't know, maybe you guys are thinking about relationships. I'm not. I don't know. We'll see. Can I get current energies? We have the Eight of Pentacles, but it's in the reverse. So, excuse me, guys. Sorry. I cannot get the frog out of my throat. Let me get a sip of coffee. Hang on one second. So, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. He's drawing that pentacle, right? He's doing what he does with the pencil. And the pencil's bigger than he is. So this is Wonderland, right? So these things, you know, the trees being smaller, the pencils being bigger, I think it's still speaking to that theme we had yesterday of things not being normal, right? Everything's backwards. Pencils should be smaller than people and trees should be bigger. And it's totally backwards here. So everything that we've been taught to believe is normal is not normal. And Eight of Pentacles is the card of people doing what they're good at, right? But in reverse, I'm going to cheat a little bit, guys. Hang on. Perfectionism, lack of focus or ambition. So I don't really see that here, the perfectionism or lack of ambition. Maybe, you know what I do see? I see that picture's writing him instead of him writing the picture. Don't get so caught up in your endeavors, guys, that you lose yourself in them. Make sure that you're doing things for your own fulfillment and not for the thing, right? I'm trying to think of a really good example here. I can't think of one. Anyway, whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is, and I do believe that this is in your career and or spiritual, you know, the work that you're doing, whatever you consider that to be, is make sure it's not working you. Make sure you are not draining your energy. You know, got the card is in reverse, which usually tells me to tell you to keep your energy close to you. Make sure these things you're doing are not draining. Make sure you're not doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. You know, he's got pentacles all over here, but they're all a little bit different. And there's a progression to the changes, right? And normally we would see it this way, so we would see him drawing and then putting them up, drawing, putting them up. This way, he looks like he's looking at what he's already done and then doing it again. It almost has a little bit of a Four of Cups feel to me, where it's, you know, those resources that you have that you're good at, those things you're doing, maybe try doing them just a little bit differently. You've tried different ways in the past, and now it's time to try it again, but, you know, tweak it a little bit, make it a little bit different. And that's the energy that we are in. And couldn't pick the cards up. Very strange. Okay. So can I get some advice to go with this work energy, with this don't let things work you. Make sure you're doing the work. Can I get some advice about this 8 of Pentacles? There we go. More reversals. Knight of Cups. Again, this is in the upright. This would be a romantic partner walking in, right? But it came in the reverse. You may have to walk away from something. You may have to walk away from what you thought was your romantic partner. I feel like that's what that's saying. This person, this counterpart that we've been talking about, this divine counterpart that's coming in, is not who you think it is. And it's not going to be in the box that you expect. I feel like that's saying, you know, don't be tied to specifics here, right? If you've asked for a divine counterpart, be okay with what is delivered to you, right? It might not be your normal type. It might not be the person you would normally go for, but they're coming and it's divine. It's divinely guided. You've got 2 major arcana that came out right after when we asked about timing. So you can't avoid this. Like, this is going to happen one way or another. Even if they walk away, or you walk away, it's divinely guided. But I do feel like that's walking away from something else in order for it to come in, or it's giving you the choice. You know, if you're not interested in romance, you have the option to say no. We talked yesterday about saying no. You know, just say no. Call me Nancy Reagan over here. But it's free will, guys. We all have free will. We all can decide what we want and what we don't want. But the energy is there for it to happen. The energy is there for it to happen. So I'm going to leave the tarot portion there. We'll get an oracle card for the day. And see. Oh, that was quick. We got, that's way too many. See, I'm saying no. I just don't have that much energy to invest this morning. That was like 6 cards. It would take me a while. I mean, this is only 6 cards and it's already like 20 minutes. So yeah, whatever. Can I get an oracle advice for today? Thank you. Oh, 1. Thank you. See, ask and you shall receive. You are rare and free. There are not many like you. Your person coming in has never, is not something or someone that you would expect. It's gonna be that healthy love. And because everything is not normal for you guys, you know, the trees are smaller than the people, the pencil's bigger than the guy. Our normal is not normal. So when these things come in, when these healthy relationships, when these healthy people come in, they're rare, first of all, for you. They're free. You have the free will to decide if you want to pursue that or not. And there's not many like you. So it's going to be, it's not going to be an everyday person. It's not going to be your normal type. It's not going to be what you expect. And she just looks skeptical to me. She looks like she's like, really? Is that what this is? And you know what? Maybe that's it. So when we are on our healing journey, you know, we've been taught certain things to protect ourselves. We've been taught certain ways to be. We've been taught certain things, right? So when we start to unravel those things, the people that are brought into our lives on these higher vibrations, we tend to stay skeptical of them, right? And that's not because they're doing anything to deserve that. It's because we don't know what it looks like. And when it comes in a package that we're not, you know, we have no idea what's happening here, what is this, then we tend to be a little standoffish and be looking for red flags, like on overdrive. And guys, if you look for something hard enough, you'll find it. And I feel like what this is saying is just sit back, relax. You know, she's relaxed. She's sitting down and letting things come to her. She's definitely not running towards it. But she's not, you know, there's no jewelry. There's no armor. She's just She's just there. She's like, okay, I'm here and I'm vulnerable, but I'm not completely 100% vulnerable. I have boundaries, right? Look at the flowers. She's kind of tucked away in the flowers here, and she's wearing blue and she's got blue eyes. So this would be throat chakra energy. You know, this is speaking your truth. I've had a issue with my throat today, which, you know, maybe we need to do some throat chakra clearing. Singing in the car is a great way to clear your throat chakra, or in the shower, or in the, you know, wherever. The other way you can do it, eat blue foods, right? Blueberries. Another way is obviously with some Reiki or some sound therapy, maybe some solfeggio tones, but there's some heart that's not a Freudian slip. I said heart chakra. So heart and throat chakra. When as a Reiki master, when you are performing Reiki, or when I'm performing Reiki, I should say, there's times, and I was taught this by my Reiki master, that you can do two chakras at once and you connect them, right? So if I'm working on a heart chakra over here and a throat chakra here, and I am infusing energy or balancing energy, I'm actually balancing them and connecting them. And I feel like because I misspoke that, that's what that means. You know, make sure your words are coming from a place of love. And those words are the words you say yourself. You say to yourself. Make sure you're talking to yourself from a place of love. Make sure you're talking to other people from a place of love. Make sure you hear what they are saying from a place of love. And then when you can get to that point, you won't necessarily be as skeptical. You know, you'll be able to discern what the red flags truly are and so forth. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I trust it will unfold amazingly for you. And we will talk soon. Much love and light. Hey guys, how you doing? Kind of in a bit of a hurry today, so I didn't really watch the video before doing this little explanation, but I got a few things to say. We heard my laundry in the background, which you can still hear. I seldom do a reading when the washer is running because it is just too loud and noisy, but but I did that. So I feel like that's kind of indicative of, you know, that there's going to be noise around you, but do what you got to do, right? Don't wait for the perfect environment to do whatever it is you need to do. Just keep your routine and don't get distracted. I think that's still speaking true from the week's energy of don't be distracted. The other thing is, I had no issues with my throat all morning. I sit down to do the reading and suddenly I can't clear my throat to save my life. So that's definitely some throat chakra energy happening somewhere. Yeah, pretty weird. I'm at a loss for words, which almost never happens. And we did have the dictionary in one of the cards, and there goes my throat again. So maybe what the thing is, you know, it has to do with your words. Your throat chakra is your words. Your throat chakra, the fact that I can't get the word out, and the fact that I was talking a lot today about nonverbal cues, maybe you need to pay attention to people's body language, because their words may not match their body language. You know, pay attention to what people do, not what they say, because they often, when they're being manipulative and when they're trying to convince you to do something or whatever they're trying to convince you of, their body will tell you. I'll give you some clues. Let's see. With lying in particular, there's an old wives' tale or old legend or whatever that if people look up, they're lying. That's not true. They're looking up to access their creative energy. That could be accessing a memory. It could be accessing a metaphor. Like if you notice, I do it a lot when right before I give you a metaphor. It doesn't necessarily mean lying, but I will say they'll lean back. They'll try to get as far away from the lie as they can. They'll cross their arms. They'll, you know, cover their mouth. They might go like this, you know, with their nose, anything to cover up the fact that they've just lied. Because, guys, it's not human nature to want to lie. And when people do it, unless I guess you're a psychopath and sociopath, you have a level of uncomfortability, a level of being uncomfortable about it. So look for the cues, right? If you're not sure if somebody's being honest with you or telling you the truth. Sorry, my dog is crawling on my lap right now. I don't know what her problem is. if they're not being 100% honest with you, you know, notice things like they very seldom will look you in the eye when they're doing it. That's not necessarily by itself a clue, but you have to put all the clues together, right? It's a combination of clues. You know, if they don't look at you and they cover their mouth and they look up and they, you know, if you have 4 or 5 cues as clues, that's what it's a combination, right, if you will. So little PSA for you there at the end, but that might be what might be why I can't talk today. Maybe you're just meant to follow the clues and see the cues and go from there. All right, guys, we'll talk soon. I love you so much. Love and light.